come up here and do stuff, and it's going to be awesome. So hang around, or better yet, leave your house right now. I will stretch as long as I possibly can for you to get here, buy your way in, sit down, and join us. Hell, we've got everything. We've got acts, we've got cameras, we've got Mai Tais. And Jay has just said he will give a free beer to the first person who walks through that door and says, I saw you streaming online. You've been challenged, Internet. Get your butt in here, we're partying. Okay. Before I get our first act up on here, last weekend was a big weekend for the people who run this, the Circus Freaks. You've heard of them. How nice. We had 2 shows running simultaneously. We did a KNON benefit at Club Dada. Where I wasn't at this one, but it was Jet and Monkey. Monkey, how'd it go?
It was awesome!
I can back you up because I saw pictures of Monkey, and damn, I don't normally say this, but Monkey, you look pretty good out there. So bravo on you. I hear rumor that those are going to be circulating around the net when you get a chance to see them.
They will, in fact, nakedlens.org.
Oh, nakedlens.org. We'll do a little shout out for him. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Get your butt down here and take some pictures. Anyone who knows Mark knows what I'm talking about. Anybody who doesn't, just, wait. He'll eventually show up and show him and take a bunch of amazing photos, and you'll get to see them.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay, so we, and by we, I mean myself, Big Bill Edwilson, who is not here this evening, and Little G, who is sitting right over there. We're the busking team at the Taste of Dallas in 100-degree weather. Yeah, we did great. We did awesome, and it was wonderful. And Marie Martin backed us up as our roustabout for the weekend. We always send someone else. We love you for taking care of us and bringing us bucket after bucket of water in the sweaty heat. But I want to point out something. Little G sold out on us. He totally sold out. Okay, so here's what happened. We're out there and we're rocking next to it. It was near Jack, wasn't it? Jack FM? Yeah, we're near Jack FM rocking out because they had some pretty good music, and we're doing our thing, and we're doing everything. We're getting our show going. And here's what happens. This guy comes walking over and says, hey, you, little guy. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you think you can eat a taco while you're on that rollabola?
Worst challenge ever, because you know who lost.
And he's like, oh, I can totally do that. And next thing I know, I turn around, and there's Little G on a rollabola eating a taco from Blue Goose. That's only the beginning of it. That's all, and they're not paying us, so I'm not really going to shout them out much. But thank you. It was really cool. Hire us. Okay. So here's the thing. I turn around a little while later. He's eating a plate of nachos. I turn around a little while later. He's got a refill on the nachos. I'm like, man, I have to buy my own lunch. What the hell's your deal? He's like, la la, and he's standing next to their booth, rolling back and forth with a plate of nachos. And next thing I know, I'm thinking, he can't do this forever. Next thing I know, Telemundo comes walking by. Our very own Little G was on TV eating nachos on a rollerball. So while you're a sellout, I am really damn impressed. You were awesome. That was not the weirdest thing we saw at Taste of Dallas. Okay, so I'm sitting, and I got this thing I do where I contact juggle, sitting on a pillow, and I'm minding my own business, and everything's cool. And Bugs Bunny walks by. That happens. Daffy Duck walks by. That happens. That sometimes happens even when I'm not near a Six Flags event. One laugh from the guy who understands. Everyone else is like, I wonder what he means by that. We can hear you all the way up here. So after a while, I see a whole bunch of characters go by, and I go, okay, Six Flags, that makes sense. Then a stormtrooper walks by. Yeah. That's really cool. So the Dark Lords of the Sith have in fact paid the Circus Freaks $1 to juggle for them. I'd also like to point out that I found out something I didn't know. They actually throw every bit of money they make to charity. Bravo. We hope you'll come down here in full uniform and show us what for. I have challenged you. If anybody knows them, just, send them that little video. That'll be good. That wasn't the weirdest thing. Because I survived Daffy Duck going, who it turns out was a friend of mine I didn't know. You meet all sorts of people in this business. And the stormtroopers weren't the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing I found was a penguin. First of all, the penguin stole all of our audiences. Big Bill's like watches an entire army of children that are juggling with him run across the thing. I watch a penguin walk by. And I don't mean like a dude in a penguin suit. I mean...
What? In Texas?
South African penguins like the heat, apparently. I didn't know this. Well, the Dallas Zoo was out there. They had a whole bunch of animals, which explains why I also saw a lemur. But they had this penguin walking by, which stole all of our kids, which means they stole all of our tips. Penguin upstaged me, but I found out it turns out the penguin is also the meanest creature alive. Because when you walk up to the penguin, you go, "Can I pet him?" The Dallas Zoo guy, the guy paid to be friendly and explain, "Hey, come to the Dallas Zoo and pay for the animal," says, "No, not unless you want to lose a finger." I saw him going for a stroller at one point. Suddenly it was snack time for Penguin, and they walked him off the stage. So yeah, so we saw just about everything at Taste of Dallas. They also invited us back next year. And I think to a few other festivals as well, so get ready, it's going to get nuts. We're going to keep scaling up, and we're going to take some of you guys with us if we can. That said, the only injury for the entire weekend, including heat exhaustion, nothing, including things going wrong, including people falling down. Monkey, you got anything on your team? No injuries. That means I'm about to announce the only injury of the weekend. I blistered my thumb from too much juggling. We didn't drop a single person, so there you go. That's your report. And that brings us up to now. Can I get a hey? We're back! At the open stage, welcome. Our first act, which may be another animal act, it turns out. Monkey is not performing tonight, by the way. We're all like,
Sorry, guys.
I read that it is called Dances with Nagas. And it's actually a doctoral thesis about artificial fibers and actual madness. I give you the one, the only, our very own Dr. Murray Martin.
Howdy. Hey, it works. So, some years ago, the first time my parents visited Seattle, one of my friends who'd known me for about 5 years met my parents for the first time, and after an hour came up to me and said, "Oh my God, I know why you're as weird as you are." I'm here to tell you one of the stories that made me as weird as I am. So, who here has met a Naga before? Alright, that doesn't work. Holler out if you've met a Naga before. Alright, that's pretty good. So, I'm going to have to ask someone who hasn't met a Naga in a bit. But, for those of you who haven't, this is my family animal. This is a Naga. Now, any resemblance? I've had people tell me that that's good enough birth control. Face right there. So, this is a Naga. Who here's heard of Naga High? Y'all are old enough. Alright. Most of the young just haven't. But, these were made by Uniroyal. My great uncle worked for Uniroyal. He passed them around my dad's cousins. And every one of my dad's cousins has a Naga. You walk into the house and, oh, there's the Naga. Oh, here's his green. And they're kind of cracked. And Uniroyal has official lore about Nagas that they romp happily through the forests of Mishawaka, playing Naga games and giving their fabrics cruelty-free to make nice Naga hide briefcases and couches for you. If you've seen one of these ads, you're either on eBay a lot or you're old enough. So, I grew up with the Naga as a personality because my father would give a personality to anything that had a face. And yeah, this had a face. So, I would call home in college, and my father would spend 5 minutes telling me about what had actually happened at home, and 15 telling me the stories of all the friends and all the personalities who had been made up because they had faces and now they had stories. There's a whole parallel story throughout my life of the little reindeer boys growing up and the Nagas playing. So, shorter hair. So they're kind of indestructible, and when they meet you, it's a bump and a flutter. So, you may want to remove your glasses.
God.
Nice. Okay. Hi! Hi! Thank you for being with
That poor Naga.
They're kind of frightening. Yeah. So, who can guess what the plural of a naga is? So you've got a flock of geese, you've got a herd of cows. What do you call a group of nagas?
Nice.
One really big naga, but yes, you are correct. If you have more than one of them together, it's a riot of nagas. And there's a whole naga palace in my dad's lore where all the nagas go to party. And if you're going to go to a naga party, you must not be breakable, because they aren't. So I'm about to show you what a naga party looks like.